Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Guys already know it is Saturday night, which means it's time for a Saturday night tech fight. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the hottest, in my opinion, it's the hottest debate based show on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight you are in the building to see two tech content creators on YouTube go at it in a heated 5 round debate talking about everything from OS bugs, software updates, and toxic brand loyalty. Guys, I got two people with me this evening that are going to be debating back and forth over some of these issues. We have 5 questions for them, and we also have 3 special judges with us this evening, including a very special guest judge, first time on the stream. So I want to make sure I give everybody a proper introduction. But before I get started, I want to first off and say thank you to every single one of you in the chat who is watching this evening. We are already 33 strong in the building, so thank you all for being here, as well as shout out to my man Dookie, aka Division Media, for the $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate you for being here and for your donation to the channel, and as well to my man's Technically T for the $5 super chat. Forget this, let's get it started. For the $50 super chat, I'm sorry. Forget this, let's get it started. Saturday Night Tech Fights are back. Yes, sir, we are in the building. Also, for those of you who do not know, tonight we are also simulcasting on Twitch. So if you're not following me on Twitch, you can follow me at Tech King Mike on Twitch. We are also streaming over there right now. So we are on YouTube and Twitch. One more super chat before I bring everybody in. Adam K. Johnston with the $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. So that being said, again, shout out to all of you in the chat and everyone who is in here. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my judges. I'm going to bring the judges in first because I want to give each of the debaters a very special intro because it's both of their first time on the tech fight, and these guys are opening the season. They're getting it started for the year, so they're going to set the tone as to how this is going to go this year. So first and foremost, got to bring in my man's right here. Now, this guy has been on the stream multiple times in the past. You guys have seen him debate. You've seen him judge. He's pretty much done a little bit of everything on the stream. You can find him over in the link in the description for his channel. The Mr. Rant Man himself, aka Trent's Tech, is in the building. Trent, welcome to the stream, sir.
Hello.
I thought there was going to be something more dramatic the way you raised your arms. Like you threw,
I thought about doing like the little,
was...
like the LeBron James thing with the powder, but I'm like, I don't have no space. I'll do that next time.
All right. Now I'm going to bring in another one of our judges this evening. Now this particular person right here, he is a regular. He is a regular judge. You guys have seen him in almost every single tech fight that we have had over the last year and some change. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, technically speaking, you can catch him every Wednesday night at 8:30. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Scott Peachy.
What's happening? What is happening?
Yes,
y'all?
yes. Look. Pull the glasses back down one more time for the people. One more time. Look at that. The Peachy face is in the building.
Ready.
And now. Not to take away from these two gentlemen, not to take away from you two, but got to bring in the heavy hitter special guest judge of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, now, first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Juan Bagnell, aka Some Gadget Guy. He was scheduled to be here with us this evening, but he is resting his voice. So hopefully he is at home watching, and I hope he feels better soon, and I hope that he continues to get better. But he did not only provide me with another person to step in his place, he provided me with the juggernaut. I got to call this guy a juggernaut. And I'm only calling him a juggernaut, not just because he has an amazing channel, not just because he has amazing content, but because he loves Dragon Ball Z as much as I do. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome to the tech fight for the first time ever, the one and only, I'm sorry, I got to say it like this so I can rhyme it out right. The one and only TK Bay, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey! Wow. Dragon Ball right there, baby.
Yes, sir.
How you guys doing?
Sir.
How you guys? First and foremost, thank you very much. Cannot believe, such a great group here. Scott, Trent, myself, and yourself, of course, Mike. It's a great show, and hopefully I can be as good as Juan on the show, and I will be representing Some Gadget Guy. Hashtag some Gadget Guy in the show. Thank you,
sir. Thank you, sir. You guys can also catch TK and Some Gadget Guy every Friday at 11 Eastern, I believe it is. Every Thursday.
Thursday at 8 p.m. So about 11 Eastern. But yeah.
Yes.
Best of our week. Exactly.
Yes. Now let's go ahead and bring in our two debaters for the evening. Now, like I said, these two guys have never been on a tech fight before. But if you follow me or any of these other gentlemen on Twitter, you may have seen them interact on social media. You may have also seen some of their content if you're not you may have also seen some of them if you're not subscribed to their content. The thing about these two guys is that they are sleepers, I believe. They're sleepers. They have some knowledgeable insights. I love to watch the back and forths that they have online. So I'm going to bring in my first man. Now, this man stayed up. He's in the future right now. All right. He's in the future. He's in the future right now. He's chilling. He decided to come back in time to hang out with us. Ladies and gentlemen, our friend from across the pond, Mr. Pitar, aka Direct Tech, is in the building. What's up, man?
Hey, man. Listen, first and foremost, thank you for having me on. I'm excited to be a part of this. It should be a lot of fun. And hello from the future.
Hey, man, I appreciate you giving me your time to be here, as always. Let me go ahead and move everybody around so I can get my last man in here. Now, my last man's here. Again, another dope content creator, another person who just has quite a bit of... I like to look for this guy's tweets, right? And the reason I like looking for his tweets is because you never know what he's tweeting from. He could be tweeting from an S21 Ultra. He could be tweeting from an iPhone. It could be a Pixel. It could be a Motorola Droid from 2009. You never know what he's tweeting from. He is also an incredible photographer. I mean, he takes some amazing pictures, and I enjoy everything that he has been posting so far. And his content is just chef's kiss, along with everyone else on this panel. No bias. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream for the first time. Delvon Digital, what's going on?
What up, people? Delvon Digital in the house. I'm ready to get this fight on, man. Let's go. Got the steam rolling, baby. Right. Let's go.
Oh man, look at T here. Look at T here.
No.
All right. So now let us go on ahead and go over the rules of this evening. The rules of this evening are very simple, and these are also going to be the rules for every tech fight moving forward. So be sure to pay attention if you're in the chat, and also just, we'll do this every stream, but let's go ahead and knock it out. The first rule of the evening, no cursing. Please watch your language. Please remember that this is a family show. So for those of you that, I won't say any names, Trent, that, tend to kind of get a little loose. Please,
right
please,
there.
Please.
Right no there. Trent is okay. So Trent's out. Trent's out. Okay.
Yeah, all right. So first and foremost, no language. Now, to the nitty-gritty of how this is going to go down. First and foremost, there are going to be 5 questions this evening. Each debater is going to choose one side of the question. All questions will be answered in a yes or a no based format. There may be an example of a would you rather as opposed to a yes or a no, but there will always be an opposing side of each question. You cannot, under any circumstances, agree with your opponent. Judges are in agreement with me that if you agree with your opponent at any time during the stream, you forfeit that round and your opponent just gained 3 points, as each judge is worth a point at the end of the round. Each of you will receive 1 minute and 30 seconds to argue your point, and then you will receive 1 minute together to argue your point together. Now, that being said, I will caution you, audio is key. The judges will be listening for multiple things. They'll be listening for charm, finesse, technicality. Pay attention to the way the question is worded and make sure that you answer the question as it is. If you sway from the question, if you fall off the boat as the question is going along, the judges will be paying attention. I'm just a host. I don't rig anything, as people like to think. I don't rig anything. I'm just here. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into the first question of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome to the season 4 opener of Saturday Night Tech Fights. Now, first question of the evening is going to be, are brands responsible for the toxicity that some of their fans exhibit? Are brands responsible for some of the toxicity that their fans exhibit? Also, shout out to El Jefe Reviews for the $10 super chat. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. You always have a seat at the table. Thank you. So now, earlier behind the stream, I actually gave false information. So Direct Tech actually agreed first to be on the stream, but because he agreed to be first on the stream, I'm going to give it to Delvon. Hey, there's pros and cons to everything. Like I said, I'm but a simple host. So, Mr. Digital, what side of this question do you feel like you are going to take? Yes or no?
I'm going to take the no side.
Okay. Now, I have a timer here for 1 minute and 30 seconds. I want the people to see that this timer is set for 1 minute and 30 seconds. Also, shout out to them. All right. This is your 1 minute and 30 seconds to answer your side of the question. You are aware that you have chosen no. Direct Tech, that means you will answer yes when your time comes. Get ready to be put on the hot seat as your time starts now.
All right. I'm saying no because brands are not responsible for what we do as people. It's the people that's toxic that create some kind of cult and form it together amongst each other to, to push bullying towards people. And that's what it does. When you don't have iPhone or you don't have an Android or really iPhone, really, and you're out on the streets and, people are trying to message you or get you to join chats or anything like that, and you don't have it, then they be like, oh, your camera's bad, your iPhone, your Android is shit. Sorry.
Okay, keep going. Okay.
Your Android is crappy. So basically, I believe that we got to give more responsibility to the people than we give into the companies because they're marketing the way they're supposed to be marketing. They're trying to get you to buy the product. We buy the product. We enjoy the product. And it's the people that carry the product to a different level, to a different extent. How we got all the diversity that we have now is not based off what company is making what product. It's basically the people are segregating each other because of a way that we can't communicate with each other. So basically, no. That's where I stand at. So I don't think toxicity is based off the company, but actually based off the actual person, because that's not everybody.
Okay. You left a little bit of time on the table, but it was just enough for you to get your point across. Now, my man, Direct Tech, are you ready to answer your side of the question?
Yep. I've even got my own timer set up.
All right. And let's get it.
Okay. So I'm going to argue yes. Because ultimately, marketing is aimed at your psychology, okay? It feeds into a human subconscious, right? Now, these brands, let's take Apple, for example. First and foremost, have you seen the images they post of like a Windows computer or an Android phone? It looks terrible, like in their marketing. It's on purpose to make you think it's a lesser, inferior product. Now, Apple cultivates its image as a luxury brand, okay? Oh, you own an Apple device. Well, you're part of the Rolls Royce of phones and things like that. And that then feeds into the tribalism because people on a subconscious level can be very tribal. They want to belong as a part of something. They want to belong to something. And if you buy an Apple product, you belong to this luxury clique, okay? And you own this luxury experience and product. And it's like, oh, you own an Android? And when you couple that with those images that they use of Windows computers and Androids, it feeds into that. And by cultivating that image of luxury and everything else and how they make the competition's devices look, they are in fact encouraging that segregation, that toxicity, Ultimately, they want you to, push your friends to get an iPhone, to be part of the ecosystem. And yeah, I think that's my take on it.
All right. So now, gentlemen, like I said, you guys have 1 minute to exchange words on who has the better point. We have a yes and a no. Make sure I point the right way. I don't want to point the wrong way and get you guys confused. We have a yes and a no. You guys have 1 minute, and let's get started now.
Cool. So like I said, I disagree with Dalavon because ultimately the company is responsible for the image it reflects of itself, the culture it sets, and the way it cultivates that image of itself, the way it imposes its thinking upon the customer, and something you buy into because they're buying into.
Okay, don't
be scared to cut them off.
But at what point do we got to give responsibility to the person, to the people? Because you can't sit there and say that a company is fully responsible for the toxicity that is happening if the people are the people that's doing the toxicity. They're just trying to market and make money, and it's us that's really segregating. So you got to put responsibility on people as well. You're taking it away from people.
I think you underestimate how clever and intelligent and qualified these people are in marketing. They deliberately use psychological techniques. They go on a very deep level with their marketing that we aren't privy to, that we don't really understand because that's not our field. But modern marketing is incredibly powerful, and there's a lot of science behind it that they
stop.
All right.
That minute goes by.
1 minute. 1 minute. It goes by quick. Now, I will say this. I see you guys in the chat. Stop it. Everybody in the chat is talking about this is too polite. Stop it. Now, remember, these guys are friends, so they're doing the best they can. But Yes. Do not be scared to cut somebody off. Do not be scared. That is what that 1 minute is about. So we're gonna go ahead and go into the judges. Now I'm gonna start with our guest of the evening, TK. Who do you have for this round?
Honestly, I'm gonna go with Direct Tech on this one. I feel like he made a good point, and there are a little bit more information, a little bit more hands in the background that I think a lot of us don't necessarily play into, but maybe it still influences our opinion. So for this one, I'm gonna go with Direct Tech on that one.
All right, Trent, who do you have? You're muted.
He's saying he agrees. So I'll just go ahead and go in for Trent. Trent said he's good.
No, I said that Direct Tech was more compelling, so I go with Direct Tech.
All right. Are we starting off with a landslide in the beginning? Scott, Scott, you know, I love to put you on the hot seat. Who you got, man? Who you got?
I got to go with Direct Tech. The argument was really compelling.
Okay. Now, don't forget. Now, some of you who have seen the tech fights in the past, you may be familiar with the knockout. The knockout is not in effect right now. So that means that the score is currently 3-0 in favor of Direct Tech. It just means that got to make sure we catch up and move forward going there. Oh, man. And I see we have an old friend in the building. Shout out to John Prosser of Front Page Tech. Shout out to my man, John. He says, COVID buddies. John, I hope you're feeling better, man. Thank you for being here. And also to my man, Juan Bagnell. Again, hope you're feeling better. Now, let's go on ahead and get into the next question of the evening. The next question is going to be, should a device with quality hardware be overlooked if it receives a bad software update? Again, should a device with quality hardware be overlooked if it receives a bad software update? Direct Tech, as you were the winner of that last round, you get to choose how this one goes. So what side do you choose?
I think it should be overlooked. I'm going to go with yes.
He says he thinks it should. All right. I see you over there. All right. So with that being said, you have 1 minute and 30 seconds to get started, and your time is now.
So you can have all the hardware that you want to have, right? But without good software to enable it, to create an experience for you, it's a paperweight. You may as well use it to just hold your letters down from getting blown away. If let's take, for example, the Pixel, the camera, okay, they haven't optimized their camera software that well for the new sensor yet. The images aren't as good as they used to be. Then let's take, for example, the 120 hertz issue. Even when you're on the home page, right? It's all well and good that the Pixel has this Quad HD 120 hertz display. But if it's moving like a brick getting dragged across the floor, it's no good. And it's the same thing. Again, the experience on all of this hardware is derived from the software experience, right? If I'm going into apps and I want to enjoy 120 hertz scrolling, and I'm not getting it, what good is any of that hardware? It may as well be a 60 hertz display, Hardware is all well and good, but it's enabled by software ultimately. If the battery is terrible, if you're having connectivity issues, if you can't rely on that device to do its job, to make calls, text, give you a good, consistent experience with good battery life, and to not have to factory reset it if your fingerprint scanner stops working, then that's trash. I'm sorry, you should overlook it. Why should I get that when I can get the Samsung if I want an Android and I can get a great software experience? That's my take.
Okay. All right. Lenny, the question was not necessarily directed towards the Pixel. I see you down there, Lenny. It was not necessarily directed towards the Pixel, but the example is there. So it is what it is. All right. My man Delvon, are you ready to go?
Wait, give me a second.
Okay.
Give me a second. This one is a hard pill to swallow right now. Get the thoughts together, I guess. Look, just go. Let's go.
Think it through.
Think
it through.
Oh my goodness.
All right. I thought Trent was going through something up there just now. I didn't know what was going on. I thought he was going through something. All right. We got 1 minute and 30 on the clock. I believe in you. We all believe in you. I'm not trying to rig anything. I'm just telling you I believe in you. With that being said, let's go.
I believe that, yes, it should be overlooked based off the software.
okay. It's 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 okay. All right. So
okay, hold on. I'm sorry.
So you
I'm cracking. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna do this right here. I'm gonna do this right. I'm gonna do this right. I'm gonna do this right. You leave. You leave. Not as I'm just playing. All right. This is how we're gonna do this.
All right, look.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you something.
No.
I'm arguing no. I'm gonna give you something. Go ahead. Can we run it back?
Yes.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this.
All right. We got you. 1 minute and 30. You got this. You got this. You got this. All right. Let's do this.
All right. I'm gonna say no, because the company will have the opportunity to fix the problem. The company will have the opportunity to fix the problem. Software glitches and bugs happen within software, so it happens. There's nothing that you can really avoid, because whether you bought the hardware now or you bought the hardware later on, you can get a software bug and it will completely wreck your experience. Now, what you want to worry about is more so if the company is going to fix it in enough time. If the updates are going to be swiftly, or is it going to take months, or is it going to take weeks? Because software is software. You know, you haven't never bought a device ever where you had a perfect experience all the way through and through. There's always some kind of bug, some kind of glitch. So you got to give the company a little bit time to fix it. Though when purchasing a hardware that costs a lot of money, we shouldn't have these, but that's not the world that we live in. It is not a perfect world. So within a perfect world, then yes, we can get the perfect software and a perfect hardware combination, but that's not what it is. But if you're spending that money on the hardware, I think, you know, you can be okay with them, you know, with the software if you get a bug so often. Now, if it's a concurrent thing that's going on and on and on, and at that point, oh yeah. So that's where I stand. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
All right, that's it.
Good.
That's all I got.
You're good. Okay. All right. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. I love it. We're good.
Man, this is fun.
All right. You need a minute to breathe before we get going.
A minute to breathe, man. This is fun, man.
Take a minute.
All right.
It's all good. Take a minute. We got you. All right. Now, why is my mouse disconnected from my computer? Come on, Logitech, don't do this to me. This freaking mouse disconnected from the mouse from the laptop. Give me a second. Sorry. I gotta open my computer up. See, I'm over here trying to make sure you good, and I'm having tech with my doggone self. This is awesome stuff. All right, let's go on ahead and let's do, you guys, 1 minute for your back and forth. Now, like I said, remember, don't be afraid to cut nobody off. Okay, don't be afraid to cut nobody off. If you got to get in there, you got to get in there. So you guys got 1 minute. Strike first, strike hard. Let's go.
So ultimately, you never buy a device for what it could be later. You buy it for what it is now. Okay.
I get that. But you don't know what you're buying when you first get it. You might get the device like the first week and it could be fine, but then the first software update hits and then your device goes bonkers. So it's not like you know what you're buying at the launch. I mean, obviously they're not going to tell you that it has bugs or is defective or anything. You're thinking that you're walking in the store, you're buying a decent unit or product, and then later a software update happens and then it goes bonkers.
Not everybody's buying it out of the gate. People are buying it a month, 2-3 months later, and it's been 3 months now. That's a quarter of this device's lifespan as a flagship product, and it's still to a degree faulty. You know, it's still to a degree not functional. It can't make calls all the time. It's dropping calls. Texts aren't sending. That's not the experience you should be having 3 months later out of the gate. That should be the experience out of the box. At least the basic functionality should work.
Cut. That. We're done. All right. Let's go on ahead. This time, we'll start with Scott.
Yeah.
Scott, what do you have for this one, my good sir?
I'm not allowed to give reasons why, right?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Delvon.
Hey, I like it. TK, who do you have?
I'm having a hard time going with one or the other at this point, but I'm gonna have to give it to Delvon on this one as well.
Okay.
He made some good points.
All right, Trent, who do you have?
I gotta go with DirectTech.
Trent, Trent don't want to see you win. It's all good. We know what Jeff to look out for.
Simon.
I mean, this look at that face. Look at that face. Does it look like somebody you can trust? All right. Let's move on to the next question. So now we're going to go ahead and throw in a question that you guys, we're going to go ahead and throw in a question here. Now, before I do this question, I have to give a huge shout out to this gentleman right here, to Mr. Mobile Opinions, because a part of this season's Tech Fights will include questions from him. So if you guys are not familiar with Mobile Opinions, he does pose a lot of challenge-based or debate-based questions on his platform, and me and him have come together to join forces when it comes to just kind of triggering the tech community with these questions. So the question that I'm going to pose from him is, that last question wasn't really supposed to be about the Pixel 6 Pro, but since we ended up kind of making it about the Pixel 6 Pro, let's go ahead and get this question out of the way and over with. Third question of the evening, folks. If you remove the hype and expectations of the Google Pixel 6 Pro, would anyone have cared? Scott, I know.
You are killing me with these GD questions.
Listen. I didn't make this one. If you want to blame anybody for it, blame Jason C. I didn't make this question. I just featured it on the stream this evening. So, that being said, Delvon, you won that round with 2 votes to 1. So, what side of this question will you choose?
I'll take the no.
Okay. You'll say that no one would have cared if you remove the hype and expectations. So, Batar, Direct Tech, that means that you will choose the yes side of the question. All right. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds. My friend, are you ready to go?
Yep, ready to go.
All right. We believe in you. Let's do this.
All right. So I'm going to say no on this question because people are the biggest influencers to a lot of these companies. And, even with Tech YouTube, they influence a lot of buyers. So if the product is not receiving that particular type of hype from everybody and every influencer out here and is not known, because there's a lot of devices out there right now to this day that a lot of people have no clue about. But if there's no hype about that device, there's no talk about that device, nobody would know about that device. And if you don't have proper marketing about that device or anything for that matter, nobody knows that it exists. It's funny because a lot of people still are like just knowing right now at the moment that Google Pixels even exists right now. Now the marketing seems to be a lot better with it, but it's just not quite there. So we as the people have been hyping it up, and we see in the marketing campaigns, and that's more like the tech community that's doing it and everything. So therefore, if there was none of that going on, then this phone will go into the store. People will walk past it. They'll walk into the Apple section. They will walk into the Samsung section because they overshadow every device, at least in my country, period. So when they're going in there and they're seeing this other phone, they're not knowing what it is. So they're not going to buy it. Most people upgrade to what they already know or what everybody already has, and that's Apple and Samsung. So yeah, if there was no hype about this Pixel wouldn't be in a lot of hands besides just the tech community people. And that's about it. And that's a small portion of people.
All right.
Timer?
Yes, that was your timer. All right. My man came out the gate strong. He said, I got this, man. So y'all ain't finna keep doing this to me. All right. Direct Tech, my man. Are you ready, sir?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right. Let's do this. Your time is now.
So I'm going to argue this one's a very obvious yes, because long before Google put absolutely any effort into marketing this device, every year it came out the Pixel 1, 2, 3, and if it had something wrong with it, it got savaged in the media. And this device will get criticism, whether it was hyped up or not, because it's Google's own device. And then Google went further and gave it a strong selling point, which was the camera. And being Google, and they are the people who made Android, it's their OS. They've always been referred to as the iPhone of Android. People have always wanted to see it succeed. Okay, so there's always been a very close eye on what Google does with the Pixel, both in hardware, software, the experience, all of it. So they never had all the marketing and hype like they had this year, and they still got savaged every year for something. And it was always in comparison. If it wasn't an important device, you wouldn't see it in so many comparisons. And it was the gold standard for photography up until this year. So yes, they, even without the hype and expectations, people will care. It doesn't matter how many people, because the question is, will people care? So within our community, yes, we will care. because we're looking to Google to show us what they think Android should look like, how it should perform. And realistically, because it's their own proprietary OS, whether it's open source or not, we're looking to them to set the best possible example of what Android can be and can do. And they do make other products that fit into the Google ecosystem.
I gentlemen, I've heard two good answers so far. I've heard two good answers. So I think now we have to go to the notorious back and forth. So you guys got 1 minute. 1 minute to bring it home and bring it home. Bring it home and bring it home. I don't know what I just said. You guys got 1 minute to bring it home. Bring it home. Bring it on. Look,
I don't know where we're going. We must be going home.
Yeah, we're going home. That's all I know. But you guys got this.
If we look back on history, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So if you look back on the history of it, long before Google was as hyped as it was this year, the Pixel, before it was as marketed as this, every year we waited for it. We waited for that I/O. We waited for that Pixel event. We couldn't wait to get our hands on it.
Okay, but the people that waited are the tech community people, not the average consumers. Average consumers are the ones that's going in these stores buying it. They are the majority. We are the minority. So without the hype, then the Pixel doesn't exist.
People care? We are still people.
No, but that are you walking in a store? Are you buying a Pixel, or you're buying off an iPhone, or you're buying a Samsung?
Well, people will care.
That's what you're going to buy.
The Pixel is the cheaper option at the carrier. You walk in, like here in the UK, the Pixels are to the front of the carrier stores.
Android phones. Samsung makes phones too. They make budget phones just like the Pixel. Just like the Pixel. Matter of fact, they make better devices.
But again, it's an unknown brand. It's an unknown brand to
Google is the unknown brand. Google is the unknown brand. They know nothing about
look at it. Google Pixel, that device isn't well known to the public.
That was the most rude round, and it was the Pixel that did it. It's the 3D Pixel that does it.
I noticed. Look, what does this phone do to people?
I have no idea. I swear to God, I don't know what
this
the phone
is not
does.
who we are. This is not who.
Welcome to the Pixel Show. We're going to be talking.
Saturday Night Pixel Fights.
Exactly.
I promise you all that the last two questions are not Pixel related. I promise you all that they're not Pixel related. All right, let's go ahead and we'll start with Trent. Trent, who do you have for this one? Strike first. Oh, Trent.
Oh no.
Oh,
I'm T wrong.
I am gonna go with Double D. Delvon Digital.
Okay. All right. TK, who you have?
this was a tough one, man. This was a tough one. Both of them have good points on both sides, and it was a good challenge. But I'm actually going to stick with DirectTech on this one as well. I feel like he made a good point, and again, brought in some good comparisons from previous years, so it's good.
Okay. All right. Delvon, who do you have for this one? I'm sorry, not Delvon. No, Lord Jesus. Bag, don't bring me no more drink. Don't bring me no more. Scott, who do you have for this one?
DirectTech, man, Lord have mercy.
All right. We have two more questions, ladies and gentlemen. There is still time. There's still time for Delvon to come out. So, Delvon, these next two questions, got to make sure you bring it home and drive it home. The score, as it currently stands, is 6-3. That is where we're currently at. We're currently at a score of 6-3 in favor of DirectTech. So, with that being said, DirectTech, you won that round, so you get the next question. And the question for this round is, should OEMs announce major software features before they are ready? Should OEMs announce? Okay. All right. He already told us right there. So there we go. So we know he's going to say yes. So you've got 1 minute and 30 seconds when it comes to this one here. Sir, if you're ready, give me a thumbs up and I will let you get going. Let's do this.
Okay, so let's take universal control as an example, okay? Now, let's say you're somebody who owns an iPhone and you don't own any other Apple products. If they show you that universal control is coming, it doesn't matter if they say it's coming in the spring or the fall, it will convince you or at least make you think, hey, maybe I should buy an iPad to go with my Mac. Maybe I should buy a Mac to go with my iPad. It encourages you to delve deeper into the ecosystem, right? And also, it's like, okay, you're an Android. Maybe you're getting really annoyed that you've been on Android because, like John Prosser said, the biggest reason people leave an ecosystem is frustration. And let's say you know about WWDC and you watch it. That one feature that they announce could be what swings you to upgrade or move over to their brand. So it doesn't matter if it's coming in 2 months, 3 months, or 4 months. The fact is, it's still coming. It's a feature you will get, okay? Why should they potentially miss out on sales and upgrades or selling additional ecosystem devices like the iPad and Mac? If they don't mention it, how are you ever going to know? They're creating hype. They're creating demand. Bear in mind that they will have spent money to create a certain amount of stock as well. They want to sell that stock. They want to sell these devices hot out of the gate. And it's a hype, it generates hype like, oh my God, look at Universal Control. This is amazing. It buys them publicity, whether the feature launches straight away when the OS drops or not, it buys hype. There are so many positive points to them announcing features like Universal Control, whether it launches immediately or not. And that's my time up.
All right. My man Delvon, are you ready?
Yeah, let me get a timer going so I could kind of get a glance at what I'm doing.
Gotcha. You guys, so Direct Tech came out swinging with the hard yes. He came out swinging with the hard yes. So Delvon, that means you got to come back with that hard no. Act like you're talking to your kids. Tell them no. No. All right. If you're ready, my brother, your time starts now.
Obviously, right? This is a clear no, right? Why would you buy a product that you're getting promised updates later? How many products have you purchased in your lifetime where they promised certain things and it never delivered? You're buying into the hype. The company is pretty much gambling with your money and making you pay for something that you may or may not get. It's been plenty of times that you purchase a product and you're waiting for this update, you're waiting for this feature, or this feature never arrives, or if this feature arrives, it's not what you expected because of, whatever complications they had trying to get it to work or anything for that matter. So no, they should not promise you software later. You should just get the device, and what they advertise is what you should get. You should not get something that's, oh yeah, we're going to sell you this phone right now for like $1,200, and then later you're going to get this, but never really deliver on it. Or if they do deliver on it, but why are you spending money for something that you can possibly not get or get? That it just doesn't make sense to do something like that. So I believe that you need to advertise what you're going to sell, what software that you're getting out of the gate. I mean, imagine if everybody was like, oh yeah, the Pixel, you can buy this Pixel right now, but we could promise you we're going to give you some software updates that's going to mess up your experience. Oh yeah, well, okay, what that means is it's good now, so let me buy it now, and then when that happened, I'll just probably sell it or get rid of it, whatever. So you don't buy on a promise. You buy what you...
You can finish your statement.
You don't buy on a promise. You buy for what they're advertising right now. That's what I want to say.
All right. You guys have 1 minute and go.
So contrary to other brands, Apple's actually got a history of following through. When they promise me a feature, I get it. They've got consistency with updates. The updates are exactly one of the... AirPower is not a feature. AirPower is not a software feature. It's a...
Did they promise you that? Is that something they promised you? Did you get it?
That's told you about it? Not a software feature, but the question is a major software feature. AirPower is not a software feature. It's a piece of hardware.
So you're okay with like buying a product from Apple, just say Apple, based off a promise. That's okay with you.
But it's not a promise because Apple has a history of following through on giving me that software feature when they say they're going to. And the other thing is, how many actual software features, not hardware, right, have they actually said and then you've got? It's never been a case of they've not followed through. You can't find me an example where Apple has said, you're going to get this software feature, and then you didn't get it, right? Because the question was major software feature, not hardware.
So, all right. Man, that one was
yeah, I got lost. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. That one was pretty good. Before we begin, judges, I want to ask everyone a question. What superpower do you get when you become a parent?
Anyone? Patience.
Foresight.
Supervision.
Well, that too.
Ladies and gentlemen, dad jokes for new dads.
Ah,
All right. Scott.
I was
who
going
you
to
have
say
this
a
round?
tax return, but
Ah,
Scott, who do you have for this one, man? I'm gonna let you go first this time.
I got double D on this one.
Double D. Danger, danger. Trent, who you have?
and we got Double D.
Double D, double D, double D. All right. TK, who do you have for this one, sir?
I'm gonna have to close it up with the same, man. Double D had made his point and drove it really good. So
All right.
yeah, Delvon for the
Ladies and
win.
gentlemen, we are on our way into the final round of tonight's Saturday Night Tech Fight, and it is tied. We have a
Man.
tie. We have a tie game right now. The score stands 6-6. Direct Tech versus Delvon Digital. Ladies and gentlemen, the last question of the evening to round this thing on up. Since it's January and we're almost into February, Black History Month, stand up. Let's go on ahead and let's round it out with the question that I think we all should be asking ourselves. What defines a flagship in 2022? Price or hardware? What defines a flagship in 2022? Price or hardware? Viper, also thank you for making an appearance on the stream. I appreciate it. That being said, Double D, you won that round. So what side will you choose? Remember, this is for all the marbles. We taking it home. We taking it home. We taking it home. So what you got, my friend?
Hardware.
All right, hardware. My man said that like come on,
Hardware.
all right. You will get your time to start. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds, my friend. Let's go on ahead and let's bring this thing on home. Let's go.
All right. So obviously hardware is going to be your factor of, any flagship or any premium device that you get. Obviously, if you how can I say this? You can't go out here and buy a plastic phone or plastic device and it breaks on you and you spent so much money for it. They're charging you like, just say, I don't know, let's say $1,200 for a plastic phone, and it comes out here and it falls apart, it melts. I don't care. Whatever happens to the device, it breaks on you. And then you got this other device that's made of like metal and steel or whatever the case may be, and the hardware is tough and it's going to hold up for long. Because when you're spending $1,200, you want that hardware to last years. You want it to last for a long time. But if you get something that is cheaper, built material, and you spent a lot of money on it, then you're probably going to get that 2 weeks, 2 months, maybe a year out of it. So yeah, hardware is the most important thing when out here buying products. You buy a car, you buy a house, you buy, I don't know, cameras, you buy tripods, you buy so many different things, and you want to buy the best hardware possible so that it can last you as long as possible. You want that durability, you want that insurance, you want that type of insurance that if you drop it, it's going to work. If you when you drop it, you don't want it to break. Oh no, I broke my $1,200. All right.
$1,200 what?
$1,200 camera.
There you go. All right. Direct Tech. My man, look. It's me and you talking right now, okay? It's me and you talking, all right? It's me and you talking right now, all right? Just me and you, okay? And you came out and you smacked him in the first round, but you let this man catch back up. Now, I'm not biased either way, all right? I don't care. I don't care who wins. I just want you guys to have fun. But I don't know, man. I think the crowd is moving, man. I think the crowd is moving, my friend. So I think we got to go on ahead and get this thing. We got to finish it strong. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds. Are you ready to argue your last side of this question, sir?
Yes, I am.
All right. Let's go now.
So price most definitely defines a flagship. Okay, let's look at the pricing for the recent S22 models. The base model starts at $899. The larger plus model, which is also a base model, starts at $999. All right. The price is going to drive how you view this device, your interpretation of this device. Price defines the category. Price also defines how long that device is going to be supported. Cheaper devices don't get supported as long. And one of the core features of a flagship is 3 years of OS updates. the latest software at launch. Companies will only dedicate the resources to the most expensive devices. All right. So you can't say a flagship isn't defined by price, because ultimately the price is what drives them to innovate and make that a flagship device. If you're not paying flagship prices, you're not getting flagship quality on any level. All right. You can get mid-rangers that mimic a flagship experience, but they will never give you a true flagship experience. If you're not paying the price, you're not getting the experience. And that's the long and short of it. All right. You're not getting the nice packaging. You're not getting the good experience, whether it's software. You're not getting the updates. You're not getting the flagship experience, which is so many things. And the price in the short term and long term will dictate the quality of your experience, short and long term, of that device.
All right. Fellas, 1 minute. 1 minute. I'm going to tell you guys right now, your time is going to start. Let's go.
So let's just go back to the fact that price dictates this, because these companies are not charities. They're not going to give you a 120 hertz screen if you're not paying for it. All right. Unless you're paying for the software, unless you're paying for the hardware, you're not going to get the GN1 sensor. You're not going to get that.
And that goes back to the hardware. You're not goes back to having strong hardware. That goes back to that, because even if the price is, I don't know, let's say $800 for a phone.
You have to pay for a flagship.
You're paying for the hardware.
And look at the fact that the S22 prices, S22 Ultra, 13 Pro Max, they are all in the 4-digit category. Okay. The flagship category is now in the 4-digit market. If you're not paying 4 digits, you're not getting the flagship experience, pure and simple. All right. Anything sub 4 digits in the price, forget it. It's not a flagship, because they're not giving you the flagship experience for anything below that in any department of that device.
Hardware.
So
hardware.
It's not just hardware, it's software and updates.
All right.
Oh my God.
Let's go. All right. Before we begin, did everybody have fun? That's all that matters.
Man, I had a hell of a lot of fun, man.
Oh man.
That's all I care.
I wanted to agree with him so bad with so many things, man. This is hard, man. This is hard. Like, I'm with my man, yo. Like, woo. The rebuttals, man. It's just like, oh gosh, man. Don't worry about it, man. We cool, man. I'm with you though, bro.
We're gonna start with TK. Who do you have for this one, sir?
I as you could sense the room at Direct Tech, I think drove his point pretty well on that one. So I'm gonna give it to my buddy Direct Tech right there.
All right. Trent, who do you have? Trent, who do you have?
Direct Tech.
Direct Tech. Scott, for the people, who do you have?
I have Direct Tech as well. You tapped out at the end, man. What did you do? Come on, Double D. You tapped out.
Why do you guys change the picture?
It's hard because, like, when I say things, I agree with him. That's the problem. Like, even through this whole fight, not some of the points, not all his points I agree with, because some of them was like whatever. But some of them, he always said something in his point that I agree with, and it sat in the back of my head. And I just choked up. I was like, dang, he right.
Dude.
It's so
before we continue, I have to go ahead and say, Direct Tech, you are the winner of the season opener of Saturday Night Tech Fights for 2022. So
thank you very much. Can we play
congratulations to you, sir,
as my little outro?
If it wasn't for copyright, I could. If it wasn't for copyright, but also because for some strange reason, of all the things that I could have missed to talk about, I failed to mention this at the beginning of the stream. For being the winner of tonight's Tech Fight, you will be receiving a $25 Amazon gift card. So I will have that to you in your DM once the stream is over.
Thank you very much, man. Much appreciated.
That is, no problem, sir. That being said, I want to just before I let the judges elaborate, I just want to go ahead and say that I forgot what I was about to put up here. Oh yeah, I was about to put something up here because I gotta say, man, some of this stuff, like, I don't know, man, like, it's just you got none of y'all found that suspicious the way that this went down. Like, did anybody find any of this suspicious? Because I don't know, man. I feel like the judges may have been a little. I don't know. I feel like you guys may have been a little biased on some of this stuff, man. I don't know. I don't know. I said it, Scott. I heard you. I said it. but. If you guys want to elaborate on why you chose anyone for each question, let's go ahead and start with this one here. We'll leave this one up with what defines a flagship in 2022. So, Scott, we'll start with you. Obviously, I know you said that Dale Vaughn tapped out at the end, but what made you decide to just go ahead and give it to Direct Tech?
I was gonna say you really hammered the price point home about you pay for the features and things of that nature. I think it would have been. I think you wanted in your battle. Double D, you tapped out, man. Oh, come on, dog. You tapped out. Come on. When you only thing you were like hardware. And it's like, come on, man.
TK, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say though, I mean, he really drove his point. He made some good points on the conversation, as was the price causing what are the benefits of paying for more, and those are things that you do consider for flagship devices. I'm a little bit in between. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Congrats, man. Congrats on winning the show.
Thank you.
Hopefully this goes to contribute into the to your little prize there as well. Just like I said, and Dale Vaughn at the end kind of I think, like I said, he was convinced by the same argument. So I felt like he made a good point and he stuck to the core message that we were trying to go with.
All right, Trent, what about you?
Direct Tech swayed his opponent into giving up in the middle of the match, and that's what they did. Because I was kind of going back and forth because both sides were, convincing, but that was the part that let go. I was like, you can't give up before the finish line. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with that one.
Understood. So now, overall, we're not going to break down each question for time's sake, but overall, what were some of the things that led you guys in choosing the individuals that who you chose for the different rounds? Like, what was something that Dale Vaughn brought to the table that you feel like allowed him to make the choice easy for you when you did choose him? Trent, we'll go back to you.
He got confident over time. Like, first he started off a little bit rocky, but his confidence grew. His intent behind his points grew. He even got to a point where he threw a couple of daggers where he mentioned air power, and that threw off.
That was a good one.
Off Direct Tech.
That was a really good one.
And so that was, a lot of this stuff happens on the fly. Like, you hear the first point, then you hear the second one, but sometimes you can just come in there with just a random dagger and throw somebody off. So if they can't recover, then I got to go with, who threw them off first.
TK, what about you?
I mean, for me, it was the main thing I was trying to focus on is making sure that we stuck to the core part of the question. And I feel like in some of the questions we were looking at, I mean, Direct Tech had some good points as well as Dale Vaughn, but we were also kind of stuck to one brand and not talking about like the OEMs question. For me, that we really didn't talk about OEMs in certain parts. So I felt like Dale Vaughn was making a better point where over, Direct Tech. But I think at the end, they both brought a good game, and Direct Tech had some good, comeback and made some good points and had some good backup, good information too, and pulling history on it as well, which I always love.
Thank you.
Also, real quick before we get to Scott, Juan, Oscar, Carl Matthews, El Jefe Reviews, Technically T, and of course, again, TK Bay, sir. Thank you all for the super chats. Again, like I said, every super chat contributes to making this a better show for you all. So thank you very much. Much appreciated. Scott, we'll round it out with you, and then we'll go on ahead and close this up because my man Digital Slang is streaming in about 30 minutes. So Scott, what were some of your thoughts on what made you choose Double D or Direct Tech in your judging tonight?
There's a couple things that Direct Tech said about basically like the Samsung S21 being like over and above the best Android experience out there. I was like, hold up a minute. Let's not get crazy here. We know it's Pixel. I'm just kidding. Everybody was crapping on Pixel today because
hashtag Team Pixel. Hashtag Team Pixel.
I was going to say there's a lot of pixels in this show right now. A lot of pixels in this show right now.
I wasn't trying to beat up on Pixel deliberately. It was just it's been such a recent focus lately.
Yeah.
It was just a blatant example. So I don't want anyone to be mad. Like...
no, it's totally fine. No, it was just it was that one. The air power comment from Double D was a really, really good one. But then you really really brought it home with the pricing at the very, very end. I thought those, like your first round and your last round, were extremely strong rounds. So
Thank you, man. Much appreciated.
All right. Well, that being said, again, direct text, sir, you will have a $25 Amazon gift card. I will get the code generated.
Much appreciated.
DM within the next few minutes after we close everything out. I want to thank you for coming on tonight. I want to also thank my man Double D, aka Delvon Digital, for sliding through this evening. Like I said, folks, the description has links to every single person. Also, thank you very much to Trent Tech, aka Skeletor, for being in here this evening. Trent has had many faces tonight, but thank you, Trent, for being here this evening. Scott Beachy, always, for joining me, my friend. And of course, our special guest judge of the evening, TK Bay. Thank you, sir, for being here.
Thank you.
Greatly
Thank you
appreciate
very much.
each and every single one of you, all of you, for your time and for your energy this evening. And to all of you in the chat, I mean, I was not expecting for there to be this many people in the chat for the fact that we haven't had one of these in a long time. So thank you, every single one of you, for being in the chat this evening. I greatly appreciate your time, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope everybody had fun. We're going to go ahead and close this thing out. Trent, is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing, Trent? I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to go there because I think all of us could hold up like 5 or 6 if we really tried.
Hey, man, you don't want to go in that fight right now, Trent.
That's what I'm saying. We don't need to go there. We don't need to go there.
I go get the bucket right now.
Trent holding up switches like he's the only one. Anyway, Trent trying to drag this on. He's trying to drag this on. We got, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. So, again, thank you everybody for being here this evening. I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you are watching on Twitch, thank you for being here as well. And we will see you guys next weekend. Real quick, a couple of announcements before we take off. Real quick, next weekend we have a tech fight scheduled. Scott will be joining me as a judge, and we will have 2 more judges announced. There is an individual who wants to fight, and he goes by the name of Kevin the Tech Ninja. Kevin the Tech Ninja said I'm going to say it exactly as he said it. He said that he wants smoke with someone. He wants smoke with somebody. That was not as majestic as I thought it was going to be, but he wants smoke with someone next weekend on a Saturday Night Tech Fight. So, folks, if you're watching in the chat, you think you could take on Kevin the Tech Ninja, shoot me a DM either at Tech King Mike or at the newly created Saturday Night Tech Fight Twitter page at SNTF on YouTube, and let me know. Also, following that, we will have a tech fight in regards to the Samsung Unpacked event, and the last Saturday of the month, there will be another tech fight featuring 2 creators of the month by Mobile Opinions, aka Jason C. Ike's Tech Talk and Galen's Gadgets will be going against each other on the 26th of this month. So, that being said, we got a tech fight for you almost every Saturday in the month of April. So make sure you stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you all on the next tech fight, ladies and gentlemen. We are out. Thank you, everyone, again.
Thanks for having me on.
All right.